What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the question I've been thinking about for so long. Is Absolute Batman a Western manga? And honestly, the more you think about it and look into it, the more the answer is yes. Manga is known for its massive long running stories like One Piece, Naruto, Berserk, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I can name hundreds. But does that include Absolute Batman? It's got the same energy, huge story arcs, deep continuity, and a character who evolves across the decades, across the issues. Not just a comic, it's a saga. So from issue 1 to the current issue, he has grown through the books with our very eyes. We have watched Bruce grow from who he was in issue 1 to issue 18. The people around him have grown. It's not just Bruce's story. He's the main character, but Penguin has grown, Scarecrow, Two-Face, the Riddler, and of course Killer Croc, Wayland. So this is very, in my personal opinion, it's very manga styled. Each issue feels like a massive big quest, like big battle, but it feels small compared to the overarching story, like the Bane and his Abomination arc, the two Mr. Freeze issues. Even Poison Ivy's 2 issues felt massive within their own issues, but overall and the overarching story, they are probably just only small stories that are adding to Absolute Batman and Bruce's characterization. And I must say, the visual style of Absolute Batman, in my eyes, the massive mechs now that we've got, the huge like Joker designs, the visual style is incredible in Absolute Batman. But manga has its very iconic character designs. Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. Again, I could name so many, like JJK. I can name hundreds and hundreds. It's got its dramatic silhouettes. It's got, like, if I show you a page of One Piece, you wouldn't know who it is. Same with JJK, same with Naruto. If I show you a page of Naruto, most people will go, yep, that is blah blah, that's blah blah. Absolute Batman is doing the same thing. We show you a page of Killer Croc, you know that's Killer Croc, but you know it's not just normal Killer Croc, it's Absolute Batman Killer Croc. Same with the Riddler, same with Bane. If I showed someone on the street, not just in the street, but in a comic book shop, looking at comics, I go, do you know who this is? Oh yeah, that's Absolute Bane. So it is very same and like it's very similar to manga in my eyes because of that. Like I said before, the people on the art are doing incredible. They've got this massive mechs, we've got massive Banes, we've got massive Mr. Fury. Everything's just big, and it's bigger and badder, like Bane. I keep mentioning Bane, but he's the perfect example. He's been big before, but this time they've gone, you know what? Let's just blow him up, and he's huge. So we've got this bold, stylized artwork that just suits this universe so perfectly. It just Nick Dracota and Scott Snyder are just a perfect. There's 2 peas in a pod. In Absolute Wonder Woman, the panels feel dynamic and cinematic. That is one thing I do love about Absolute Wonder Woman. But Batman doesn't have the same panel layout, but you can tell every layout is important. It shifts your eyes to each panel, and it feels, sometimes you don't need a lot of words on the page, the panels tell the story, just like manga. Manga often treats its heroes as like these beings above everybody else, like mythical figures, larger than life, symbolic, almost legendary. And Batman has always had this history within just normal comics anyway. Movies, TV shows, books, comic books. He's always been a larger than life character, definitely symbolic, but in this he is literally larger than life. He is the biggest he's ever been, and it's a dark, emotional take on the character. But obviously there's differences, okay? There is differences. Multiple writers, incredible artist, but there's obviously more than one artist, and a Western publishing format. But if you take the massive mechs, the stories just feel bigger. They feel like it actually matters. I read Naruto recently and I read Absolute Batman the day after, and I'm like, everything's at stake. Okay, Naruto is trying to save Sasuke and Batman is trying to defeat Poison Ivy to save Gotham with the help of Barbara Gordon. And it's just, it feels like, oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. Every issue feels like that. But like I said before, it adds to the main story that Scott Snyder's telling. Or in Naruto, nothing really happened in that chapter of Naruto. But it did, because eventually, down the line, that will mean something to the bigger picture, essentially. I think that the similarities in my thought process of it being a Western manga is just how big and large everything is now, especially with the Absolute Robins. They're completely different. We've got like 5 robots now. It's a completely different take on the characters, but we've got bigger, we've got badder, we've got scarier villains, and I think it's just, even if it's not meant to be seen as a Western manga, I think it's a compliment to manga anyway, because they go out there, they bring out these incredible stories like Kagurabachi, one of my favourites, One Piece, Naruto, JJK, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Berserk. They've got these incredible stories, incredible life or death stories that you're just hooked in. You got your feet, your toes, your hands just like clawing at the sofa going, oh my god, what's going to happen next? And manga does that better than anybody. I've never read a comic book that's made me go, oh crap, I need to pick up the next volume now, I need to pick up the next issue. But that's what Absolute Batman does, and I think that's why it's doing so well. It's selling so successfully, because they're just going balls to the wall, and they go, you know what, let's just ramp everything up. I will admit, I'm a bit scared that they are doing things a bit too big sometimes, but nothing, every time I've had a few worries, nothing has changed my mind. When I heard about like Mr. Freeze, I was like, oh no, it's massive, like, especially Mr. Bane, Absolute Bane. I was like, he's already big. And then when he became big again, I was like, okay. And then we got Joker. Like, Joker was the most like manga coded, I hate saying that, the most manga coded villain we have seen in a good while. Like, his Absolute Edition and his normal like counterpart, mainline counterpart, is nothing alike. They're completely different characters. So I let me know down in the comments if I'm just speaking absolute rubbish, but I do believe there are a lot of similarities in Batman, Absolute Batman, and some manga. I'm not saying this manga, like this one right here, and go, oh, look at this one. It's not like this one or that one. I just think it's taken a lot of the vibe of manga. But is Absolute Batman a Western manga? Not by origin, but like by absolutely by vibe and scope and storytelling style. The way Scott Snyder is telling the story, it personally reminds me a lot of manga. The way he's telling these massive stories, but then the next one is even bigger than the last one. And you're like, what? So you're telling me Naruto's just beat Gaara, and then he's going to try and rescue Sasuke? Like, how can you beat, and what? It's just one massive thing after another. That is very manga level epic experience to me, maybe. But if you agree, just let me know down in the comments. If I'm completely wrong, please just drop your thoughts on the comments as well, because I love Absolute Batman, and I loved Scott Snyder since New 52. I love him. But just let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.